Welcome to the Stearns Pool's assembly guide video for the Bahama pool. We trust this video will be useful in demonstrating all of the steps in assembling your Stearns pool. However, please keep your installation manual handy, as it contains all the detailed information you'll need during assembly. Before you begin assembly, please check with your local authority that the position of your pool doesn't interfere with any building regulations, and confirm what requirements they have for proper pool fencing. These are the tools you'll need for the job: boards for unrolling the walls, a wheelbarrow, a shovel or spade, a garden rake with a flat back, a tamper or light roller, a steel tape measure, a spirit level, a straight timber plank, a trowel, a Phillips head screwdriver, a slotted head screwdriver, an adjustable spanner, a hammer, a pair of scissors, a ball of string and several stakes. There are also some additional materials you'll need for assembly, which aren't included with your Stearns pool. These include builder's fatty sand, black polyethylene sheeting, concrete blocks, a house brick, PVC tape, weed killer, fish oil. The exact quantities you'll need of these materials are listed in the installation manual. At some points of the assembly, you'll also need one or two friends or family members to assist you. Before assembly, your site must be properly prepared and levelled. The first few pages of your installation manual show all the steps involved, although we do recommend that your site is prepared by a professional if possible. A number of parts came with your Stearns pool. Please take the time to lay out all the parts and check them against the detailed list in the installation manual before you begin assembly. If any parts are missing or defective, contact Stearns directly and we'll replace them as quickly as possible. Once your site is properly excavated and levelled, check for any rough or sharp objects that may damage the pool liner. Kill off and remove all grass and weeds from under the pool area, as some grasses can grow from under the pool and penetrate the liner. Look carefully at the dimensions and layout for the Bahama model you purchased. All the dimensions are in millimetres. The stippled lines on the diagram indicate a trench which you'll need to excavate. Mark out the area for your pool. Ensure that the distance from the ends of the channel positions to the centre of the pool at each end are equal. For each channel position on the diagram, mark a line 60 millimetres either side of the channel lines. Dig a trench between these lines to a depth of approximately 140 millimetres for a 1200 millimetre deep pool, or 160 millimetres for a 1370 millimetre deep pool. Make sure the ends of the trench extends approximately 250 millimetres past the wall on each side. At either end of the trench, dig a hole to set a concrete block under the end of each channel. The block should be approximately 400 millimetres by 200 millimetres by 100 millimetres. Place a concrete block in each hole, making sure that the top surface of the block is level with the bottom of the trench. The correct position of the concrete block can be found by laying two joined channel pieces on the ground. Place the channel pieces end to end and position the channel joiner as shown. Fasten these together with nuts, bolts and washers. After all bolts have been positioned, tighten them fully. The structural post that is used with the channels has been specially manufactured with a lean of 1 degree to the inside of the pool. This results in the posts remaining vertical when the pool is filled with water. To align these posts correctly, the protrusions on the small plates, which are welded on the side of the posts, must face to the outside of the pool. Place the structural post into the assembled channel as shown. using the two large bolts and washers fixed together through the bottom of the channel into the bottom of the post. Loosely insert the 4 small bolts, nuts and washers through the tabs on the post and through the channel. Then tighten all the nuts. Position the channel assemblies that you've completed in the trenches, making sure that they're absolutely square to the centre line of the pool, parallel and level with the ground. The tops of the exposed bolts must be level with the ground. Fill in around the channels with builder's fatty sand and pack hard until level with the ground surface. For added protection of the pool liner, we highly recommend that you cover the entire base area of the pool with black polyethylene sheeting. Now dump the required amount of builder's fatty sand on top of the sheeting within the pool area, but don't spread out the sand just yet. Slide the bottom post plate onto the non-structural post so that the 3 lugs on the bottom post plate are on the inside of the post, and secure with 3 screws from the outside of the post. The bottom of the post is the end with the rectangular holes. We've provided 3 additional 14 gauge by 1/2 inch self-tapping screws for each post. Place a bottom rail connector into the bottom post plate. Fit the top post plate over the top of the post, with the 3 folded lugs on the inside of the post. Secure the plate with 3 screws from the outside of the post. Slide the non-structural post assemblies which you've just completed over the structural posts, which are attached to the channels as shown. Position any slightly curved PVC or metal bottom rails into the posts that have been fixed to the channels. Lay out the curved bottom rails around the remainder of the pool to match the radii previously marked on the ground. Lay out the remaining post assemblies around the radii previously marked on the ground. Stand the posts upright and slide the bottom rail between the post and the bottom post plate, using the metal rail connectors, if supplied with your model. The posts should be held upright by using a stake to prevent them falling whilst completing this step. To assist in holding the posts upright and to make sure the spacing is correct between the posts, place a top coping upside down between the posts and attach it to the top post plate with self-tapping screws. Do not tighten the screws at this time, as you'll need to reassemble the top coping the right way up later. Please remember that care should be taken to avoid scratching the copings. Here's where you'll need friends to help you unroll, steady and position the pool wall. First, lay 2 boards inside the perimeter of the pool where you start unrolling the pool wall. Place the rolled up metal wall on one of the boards, making sure the finished side of the wall is facing outwards, and that the skimmer box holes are at the top and will be in the correct position when the wall is unrolled. Check your pool ground plan for the recommended position for the skimmer box. You can achieve a neater appearance by locating the joint in the metal pool wall behind a post. As the wall is unrolled on the boards, feed the bottom of the wall into the bottom rails. As you progress to each post, bend the top post plate tabs down over the wall. This will help prevent the wall from falling over.